Welcome, Dire Gold Prospecting. This is I think it's the first day of October. It might be the 31st. I'm not sure what the actual date is. It's Sunday. It's the weekend before the Gold Prospectors Radio outing down at Bill's. I'm hoping I get to go. We're heading down to Chillicothe. Me and the boys were coming down to do our first trip out. Deer season actually started this weekend. It's still a little warm to be out there chasing some whitetails. So we're going to come down, we always do, trim our path going up in there, get some of the limbs out of the way so we can get in quietly in the mornings. We're going to try to build another natural ground blind. And a lot of people don't know what they are, but we're going to pick some pawpaws if the crop was good this year. That way we can make some pawpaw pudding, or the kids like eating them just as is, North American banana. But we'll get down here and we'll just kind of show you around where we deer hunt every year. This is an old township road, county road. It's no longer in use anymore. And everybody I've talked to said it hasn't been in use since the 70s. Pretty good walnut crop this year. But every year you get a lot of limbs hanging in. And makes it hard to get up through here with a climber on your back, because some spots it gets real narrow. So we come in, it benefits myself and the other hunters that hunt with us and anybody else, because on this side is government property, do not enter. On this side is all public hunting. So this is kind of like the boundary. But, anybody can come up through here. We just do our part to help ourselves and our fellow hunters with a little easier access. Yep. I'll come back to you when we get up to where we're going to put the blind. Well, I figure I get this on video. One of the multiple trails coming off of the state property heading over to government. It's just nothing but tracks where they've been coming up and down this bank. We ain't had a decent rain in forever. So yeah, they've been using this pretty heavily. They always do, crossing from one side to the other. There's about 10 trails cutting across here, which we've got a couple natural ground blinds that we've built out of cedar tops and everything else at the bottom. And we got one at the top, great big, huge L-shaped limb fell out of a wild cherry. And we kind of used that to our advantage and built to it. We've had a lot of deer activity around that one. I'll probably bring the video back up and show you when we get to it. Alright. Here's the great big black cherry. My grandpa, before he passed away, he used to sit at the base of this tree all the time. So we've tried to keep his spot going. Great big limb fell out of it down here, and we utilize it as a ground blind, mainly for the kids. My daughter started using it first. sit back in there and kind of keep your body secluded. We got a lot of deer coming from over there and up the hill coming off of the government over there. It's a good spot. We've seen a lot of deer here. Taking a handful. But this whole area is a good spot. My buddy Jason, he sits over on the other side of the ditch there, and where we're going to build the ground blind is up that way. I got a pawpaw patch over here I'm going to check. I'm hoping we didn't get in here too late. I checked one tree on the way in, there wasn't no fruit on it. But we might not have had a good crop this year. So we'll be back again. Oh yeah, and the boys are pointing. We're not going to mess around the blind too much. There's a yellow jacket nest right down there. They're coming up out of it. So we're going to get out of here and keep on moving. Okay, for everybody that don't know, if you're walking around in the woods and you see these trees, it's got these huge elongated leaves. These are pawpaw trees. Now, I hunted for years and walked around in the woods, and I'd never seen the fruit. Always heard about it. But this patch here started producing. There's about 4 patches. One of them, it's got 20-foot trees in it. They're big. But these are all natural. They're out in the woods. They're considered a North American banana. And when they start getting dark like that, the darker the better. They'll get soft. They got huge seeds in them. And the pulp in them, the consistency, it takes, some people just don't like it. It's about like baby food. It's real soft, mushy. And like I said, you got more seeds than you got pulp. But, closer view. This is about a medium-sized one. I've found them a lot bigger. Here you go, boys. Go ahead and pull that one off there.
I didn't like one, Dad. Oh, it's soft as heck.
Yeah, that one's ready to eat. And there's another one over there. But we'll see if we can't find us some more. I'll pull that one down for you. Yep. Here, I'll video you guys peeling them. Like I said, you don't want to take a bite into one that ain't ripe. But it looks like it ripened up pretty fast this year. Normally mid-late September. Last year I was checking this time and they were all still pretty green. Hey Dakota, take your bite of it so that people can see how big the seeds are. Alright. Yeah, the seeds are pretty big, and there's normally 2 to 3 rows of them in there. They're mushy, ain't they?
If you were stranded, it's a great food to eat.
Wow. Dakota. Alright, well, we're going to mosey up the hill, get this blind built, and we'll pick some pawpaws on the way back out. Hopefully we can find some more. Well, this is what I call a natural ground blind. We just picked us a good spot where we'd seen a lot of deer in the past, where they've been traveling through. Got it positioned and started piling up the logs and the sticks and everything else. So just something to help break up our backdrop if we're in there sitting in a little chair or something and he's trying to bow hunt. When I hunt, I'm about 20 foot up. But I gotta have a place to conceal him, and I found out with the pop-up blinds, they stick out like a sore thumb, and the deer spook before they even get anywhere near bow range. So I've been trying to use the more natural route. Beautiful area. Got a good clear shot. Seen a lot of nice bucks come through here last year. I actually hit one right down there. But I was up in a tree down here. Had one real nice buck come out, and over this way up the hill I seen a bunch of them crossing over into the ravine, and none of them got within range. So I was done hunting for the morning. Activity slowed down. I got down out of the tree and started coming up. There's a pawpaw patch there. I got up toward the end of it, which is behind this big tree, which is right down there. I come up and I'm looking around trying to find a place for Dakota to sit that evening, or the next morning. And up out of the ravine, this monster buck come up out of there, and I stuck him and he ran this way. And I tracked him for about an hour and a half, and the blood trail ended up over onto the government, and I couldn't keep pursuing. So you win some, you lose some, I guess. He was probably about 18 inches inside. He was pretty tall racked. But like I said, you win some, you lose some. Can't win them all. But we're about 3/4 the way up the hill. Like I said, we've got a spot in the middle and we got a spot down on the bottom. So depending on where the deer is moving, we're covered pretty much everywhere. You look really enthused, Chance.